Hey friends, welcome back to the channel, man. As always, I'm stoked to see you. We have an acronym that we use in the military that I want to share with you today, because I think if we apply this system and this process to a lot of the some everyday operations, right, and some of course for emergency planning, for SHTF moments, that it's going to help establish us, and for those that we're with in our group, it's going to help set us up for success. I want to give you a 5-point contingency plan that you can add to your kit bag so that you can make your life and the lives of those who are in your group a little bit more successful. Now, what we're talking about here is a series of steps, if you will, that we need to put into our planning phase when we're, conducting some mission analysis. Again, maybe it's just a get out of the house plan, right? Maybe I leave the house to go do something, and I need to ensure that I go through these 5 steps so that everybody in the household knows what to expect. Maybe I'm off camping, and I'm leaving my campsite, and I'm moving down to the river. I go through these 5 steps as a contingency should anything happen, right? Maybe we're planning SHTF in mind, and certainly with recent events, you would be right to do so. With all the civil unrest that's happened in our nation, in our neighborhoods across the country, it would almost be foolish to not live with this in our mindset, and how we're planning and how we're functioning as a family and as a group of individuals, as a community. So the 5-point contingency plan that we use for all of our planning operations is called GOTWA, right? That G is for going. It's where I am going. Again, maybe we are just camping. Say, hey, I'm going to go to the river to get some water. Man, that's all there is to it, right? The O is for others who might be going with me. Me and Bob, we're going down to the river to get some water. And that T is for time, right? This is the time I'm leaving, and this is the time that I'm coming back. Now, the next thing that I want to consider is that W. And that W is for actions, what to do if I don't return, right? What to do if I don't return. Now, I would submit to you that in that G, the O, and the T, that we're leaving with our friends or our family or our teammates, we need to ensure that they understand why we're going to wherever we're going. We can't give a location, who's coming with us in a time. They need to understand the purpose for this trip. Again, maybe it's a resource trip. Maybe it's logistical in nature. Maybe it's administrative in nature. Maybe it's to conduct a reconnaissance for the next phase of what we have that's going on in our operation. So ensure that that's what you add into your kit bag as well. The why, the purpose. But ultimately, the people that we leave back need to know what to do if I don't return at the time that I said I was going to come back. Do they need to pick up and move to another rally point? Do they need to reach back or reach up and out or adjacently to anybody else, whether it's to find us, to request assistance, or even to figure out what they need to do next themselves? And that A, that's the actions that we're going to take, right? Actions to take if something happens while I'm gone, before I even plan to come back. Where you need to go so that we can link up at. What kind of rally point can we use? What kind of phase lines do we have set up with where we're at? Maybe it's just a junction in the road, a bend in the river, some overhead power transmission lines. We know we set in place some markers before we set out that we know where we can bound back to or forward to. So we need to know what actions that we need to take. That's it, man. Just these 5 points of planning that if we put in to our kit bag, as we're analyzing the variables for what could or could not happen, we put it in our kit bag and we just run off these 5 letters to help those around us be and operate a little bit safer. I hope you enjoyed the content of just this short video. If you did, make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell. If you want to master your fieldcraft and develop your tactical virtue, don't become a statistic. Again, every year, thousands of search and rescue operations are conducted to recover the injured, the wounded, and the lost. The more planning that we do on the front end from us, the more apt we will be to ensure that we don't become just another number. As always, until then, I appreciate every single one of y'all. You stay out there and you stay stoked.